One morning, dear mom decided to take Bambi to a new place. She led Bambi through one deer trail after another, and the scenery ahead became brighter and more beautiful. Excited because he had never been here before, Bambi asked, "Where are we going, Mom?" "We're going to the grassland," Mom replied. Bambi was thrilled and asked, "What's a grassland?" "It's a world completely different from what you've seen before," Mom answered solemnly. Finally, Bambi saw the grassland he had never seen before. The lush green meadow was incredibly beautiful. He eagerly lifted his front legs, ready to leap onto the grass, but Mom stopped him. Bambi urgently exclaimed, "Let's go, Mom! The grassland is so beautiful. I've never seen anything like it." Mom wasn't as excited as him. She stood there without moving, hanging her head and perking up her ears, as if earnestly listening to something. After a while, she turned around and said with a serious tone, "Child, remember, although the grassland is beautiful, walking on it is not easy because it hides many dangers." Mom continued, "When we walk, stay close to me. Don't look around or ask too many questions. Just follow me closely." Mom's seriousness made Bambi a bit nervous because he had never seen Mom so serious before. But to reassure Mom, he nodded gently and said, "Don't worry, Mom." Mom still had some worries. After all, it was Bambi's first time crossing the grassland. She thought for a moment and cautioned, "When we run on the grassland, if I start running, you run with me and run as fast as you can. Remember, no matter what happens, don't stop to rest or think about anything else when we're running." Bambi felt a bit anxious, as Mom's words made him afraid. The beautiful grassland didn't seem as lovely as he thought. He was uneasy but still nodded firmly. Mom told Bambi to stay there and went to check the surroundings. She moved slowly and cautiously, every step carefully taken. Bambi watched her on the deer trail, seeing Mom crouching down as if ready to run back into the depths of the forest at any moment. Finally, he heard Mom calling, "Come on, Bambi." With Mom's call, Bambi leaped out and quickly reached the vast grassland. As a deer who had always lived in the forest, he had only seen a tiny piece of the sky. Now he realized how big and vast the sky truly was. Seeing the entire expanse of sky, Bambi felt his heart open wide. Bathing in the warm sunlight, he felt incredibly comfortable all over. He ran freely in the meadow, breathing in the fresh air and the fragrance of various flowers. He stretched out his limbs clumsily, jumping and falling. Mom smiled as she watched her adorable child. This little one had always stayed in the forest and hadn't learned how to run freely on an open meadow yet. But Mom knew Bambi was clever, and nothing would be too difficult for him. As Bambi ran, he felt the exhilarating wind rushing past his ears. This sensation was like flying, bringing him joy and satisfaction he had never experienced before. When Mom finally stopped, Bambi was still running in circles. This feeling of flying made him think it was a superior pleasure, so he didn't want to stop. The vast grassland was so green, and when the wind blew, it looked like waves of green on the sea. In this beautiful wave, various flowers dotted the landscape. White daisies, red and purple clovers, blue cornflowers, and golden dandelions. It was truly a sea of flowers, a flowery world. Bambi happily spun around, seemingly playing games with the clear breeze on the grassland. Turning around, he glanced at the sun and suddenly felt stars dancing before his eyes. When he stood still and opened his eyes again, he saw a flower seemingly floating in the sky. Bambi found it fascinating and quickly shouted to Mom, "Mom, look! There's a flying flower." Mom laughed heartily. "Silly child, that's not a flower. It's a beautiful butterfly." The butterfly gracefully fluttered its wings, constantly flying around Bambi, who was dazzled and couldn't see the butterfly clearly. At that moment, a butterfly landed on a mushroom nearby to rest. Excitedly, Bambi approached and asked, "Hello, are you called Butterfly?" "Yes. What can I do for you?" the butterfly asked. "Wow," Bambi quickly said. "Beautiful flower butterfly. I would like you to stay here quietly for a while." The butterfly, puzzled, asked, "Why? Why should I stay here for a while?" Bambi earnestly said, "Because you are so beautiful, and I want to admire you for a while." The butterfly, somewhat pleased, said, "All right, but only for a little while." Bambi admired the butterfly greatly, praising, "You're so beautiful. You're like a blooming flower. I thought you were a flying flower just now." Hearing Bambi's compliments, the butterfly was delighted. She said, "A flower? I'm much more beautiful than a flower." With that, the butterfly opened its wings, showing off its colors, and danced around, arching its delicate body, shaking its beautiful antennae. It constantly flaunted its beauty to Bambi. Bambi was enthralled. "You're right. You are indeed more beautiful than a flower. Just your colorful wings are more splendid than the entire garden in spring. Plus, you can fly everywhere, unlike flowers that can only grow on stems." Bambi's praise seemed endless. "All right, I have to go now," said the butterfly, enjoying Bambi's admiration. Proudly, it flew away into the distance. As Bambi watched the butterfly fly away, his eyes widened even more. Under his hooves, countless small creatures were crawling around in a panic, disappearing into the grass in an instant. This surprised our little Bambi. He anxiously asked, "Mom, who are they?" "Oh, those are ants." Mom smiled and replied, "What are they doing? Why do they look like they're in a long line?" Bambi asked in confusion. "They're moving their home. They always work together as a team," Mom explained. Bambi thought it was amazing. There were so many new animal friends he had never seen before. "Come over here, Mom. Look at the grass jumping so high over there." Bambi seemed to have discovered something exciting. It shouted loudly to Mom. Mom took a look and quickly explained, "Child, that's not grass. It's a grasshopper." Bambi went towards the grasshopper nearby and said, "Don't be afraid. I won't harm you." The grasshopper was startled and asked, "Who are you? You scared me. Sorry, did I disturb you?" Bambi apologized quickly. "Yes, I don't have time to talk to you right now. I need to find my family," the grasshopper said in a slightly upset tone, and leaped into the grass, disappearing from sight. Seeing the grasshopper's bright green body and agile movements, Bambi was filled with envy. Bambi played on the grassland for a long time. He felt tired and a bit hungry. Quickly, he snuggled into Mom's embrace for some milk and unknowingly drifted into dreamland. In his dreams, Bambi encountered many new friends, such as butterflies, ants, and grasshoppers. He communicated with them and discovered the wonders of nature. Each little creature had unique characteristics, expanding his horizons. Bambi appreciated the graceful dance of butterflies, observed ants working together to move their home, and chatted with grasshoppers, marveling at their lightness and agility. On this vast grassland, Bambi learned many new things and made a group of lovely new friends. As time passed, when Bambi woke up from his sweet dreams, he found himself still on the warm grassland. Dear Mom guarded him, smiling as she watched him. Bambi looked at Mom gratefully, his heart filled with wonderful memories of the grassland. From that day on, whenever Bambi recalled the adventure on the grassland, A warm and happy feeling filled his heart. The green meadow became a forever paradise in his soul, leaving behind unforgettable and beautiful memories.